Good evening, baseball fans. It is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, August 7th. And it is a very good evening because guess what, guys? Guess what? Guess what? For
Because of
the
the
8th.
wonderful things they does.
No, absolutely not. Because for the 8th, count them 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, straight year, the SilverBoot stays in H-Town, rightfully where it belongs.
Literally, Suzy does not know what it means for the silver boot to be anywhere else.
All true words. I am Suzy. That is Tom. This is Bourbon and Baseball, Astros edition. We're going to give the rated R warning off the top because you should just be very glad that I did not say any cuss words just yet because I didn't give the warning and I'm a considerate host. So here's your warning. This is a rated R podcast for all of the 4-letter words, for all of the cuss words that you will hear, because I say there will be many. There will be a cornucopia of them in throughout the show just because that's who I am as a person. I'm not overly upset. I'm actually pretty happy. It's happy cussing. It's not mad cussing at this point in time.
Verses of joy.
Exactly. If you yourself are not a fan of the colorful language, then you should probably skedaddle on out of here because this is not the podcast for you. If you've got tiny children listening, put the earmuffs on them or don't. I don't care. I'm not judging you. Don't get mad at me and don't come for me when they string fuck damn it together and you're like, I don't even understand where that came from. Who says that? Suzy. Suzy says it. Technically, I actually didn't. Fun fact, my 3-year-old strung that together a long ass time ago. And I said, I'm sorry, what did you say? And she said, fuck damn it. And she knew exactly what she was doing. And I go, what? And she literally walked over to me and put her tiny little hand on my cheek and said, I say when I'm older, mama. And I could only try not to laugh. And I said, yes, baby, when you're much older, then you can say it. And I'm over here trying not to die laughing and also being proud. And so I tell Mike about it and he goes, that's on you. And I go, I have never strung those two words together in my entire fucking life. Okay. Had it been fucking shit? Absolutely. That one I will claim 1000%. But fuck damn it, I have never strung those words together in my life. Now I will. It's a fun combo from my 3-year-old. But she's never said it since. That's a fun fact of Suzy's life. You're welcome. Again, if that's not your jam, that's okay. But just know that there will be fun stringing of words like that on this podcast. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, though. If you listened to the last episode entitled Astros Are Hot Garbage, maybe hot trash, something of that sort. Something of that sort. We turned it around, people. We turned it around. And not a moment too soon. Although I don't think my blood pressure can handle anymore. I say that. We're not even in playoff baseball yet, guys. We're not even in playoff baseball. But I was sweating today. I'm pacing back and forth. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. It was great because we won. I say handedly. Wasn't handedly, but we won. That's all that matters. Let's start I'm not going to sing it. Let's start from the beginning. Okay. First game, we handed it to them, obviously, right? Second game, Fromber said, nah, you wanted a stopper? I'm going to be your stopper. He went out there and he fucking dealt. And when I say he dealt, he had a perfect game going through 6.
I think it was 6.
And I didn't realize it was an actual perfect game. I thought it was a no-hitter. Didn't think it was a perfect game. And as I do, I follow the game on the Game Day app because I must know where all the pitches are immediately and prepare myself for what's happening that I'm going to see with my eyeballs, right? On the Game Day app, when you see all of the teams, if there are things going on of note, like a perfect game, like a no-hitter, it says in red letters down there, perfect game, no-hitter. I'm all, holy shit. And I screenshotted the perfect game and I sent it to my husband. And he goes, I don't know who that is, but you just fucked it up. You jinxed it. That's on you. Now he's going to lose it. And I was like, I didn't even say it, bro. The words didn't come out of my mouth because it doesn't matter. You fucked it up.
Mike is a wise man.
And I laughed because I said I didn't realize it because the broadcast hadn't said anything, but they were very clever about the things that they were saying. I'll give TK all of the credit because he was trying to say all the things without saying all the things. And he's right after, I think the 6th, he said that he'd sat down, something about like he sat down consecutive batters and that there are no tally marks in any of the categories. And when you pick up on those things, you have to giggle. My 9-year-old that didn't understand what was going on had to explain it to her. So maybe that's what jinxed it. But now she knows what a perfect game is. That error that caused the perfect game to turn into a no-hitter, the Alex Bregman to John Singleton error,
I don't think that
of
error did it. It was the walk after that. It was still perfect. You can have a perfect game with the error.
with an error?
Yes, because the error doesn't affect the pitcher. It should have been an out. It
Okay.
was the walk that cost him the perfecto
Okay. But the walk was to Marcus Simeon.
after.
Okay. And there was a pitch. There was a pitch there,
Didn't have to
right
be.
at the bottom of the zone. Didn't have to be a ball. Did not have to be a ball. And I know that all of the guys felt the energy because I'm screaming at the TV, hold this again, Framber! Don't freak out!
And
Because
really, Susie's talking to Suzy, not Framber.
no, both. Because legitimately, you saw all of the infield go to the mound. Josh Miller walked out to the mound. You saw everybody descend because they know what's about to maybe, possibly could happen. There's the proverbial fork in the road. Which way's Framber going to go? Is he going to lock it in? Or is he just going to go off the rails? Thankfully, he locked it back in. But he stalked off that mound and he did his little circle, and there was some tense moments, but he was dealing. And I still wanted the no-hitter for him. Gave up another walk right at the end. Now, here's my question to you, Tom. Would you, knowing Framber's pitch count at this point in time being 106, would you have pitched to Corey Seager? Would you have pitched to Corey Seager? Because I felt like he should have walked Corey Seager and gone after Marcus Simeon.
I think if anything else was going on, if it was a 2-hitter, 3-hitter, probably. The fact that it was a no and literally there's no one on the other team that can claim any success all night. I don't think you intentionally walk anyone, especially when you took into account what the score was, because it played out a little bit where
4-0. Yeah.
like they brought the tying run to the plate due to walk. So I really would have trusted Framber the way he was dealing, the way he had it going against anybody. It handled Seager all night. I think that shows like confidence in your pitcher, right? If Espada sends the 4 fingers and they walk him, and we know Framber can be a little touchy, how do you think he would have responded to that? Probably not great.
But he had already gotten Josh Hader up and throwing.
Right,
Do
because
you not think that?
but he got Josh Hader up and throwing because of the Seager bomb.
Oh, I thought he was throwing before that.
I don't think he was.
If you're listening to this, fact check us, please. Let us know when exactly. Go back and see, because I would like to know. I don't want to research it right now on air. Because what I want to talk about right now is the Yordan 2-run insurance bomb that happened in the 8th, 7th.
I believe it was the 8th.
When did that happen? It was, we were both wrong. It was the top of the 9th. Top of the 9th, because at this point in time, it was 2-0.
It mattered.
It definitely mattered because the top of the 9th, Chas McCormick rounded out Jose Altuve bunt single. Love it. Small ball. Absolutely. Bregman, force out, and then Yordan let one rip. And it was a majestic home run that he'd hit since July 3rd. Could not have come at a better time. And obviously, those insurance runs were even more important because of the 2-run bomb that Corey Seager broke up the no-no with. Side note, that home run was Yordan's 150th home run, fastest Astro ever to do it. That is balls insane to me.
Why?
Because I am literally witnessing actual history. Like when my child is my age, I can tell
Yordan
her
will be the
that
answer to the trivia question.
Yes. Who was, I think I have a graphic that I screenshotted maybe. Let's see. Fewest games to 150 home runs in franchise history. And Yordan beat George Springer by oh so many. It took Yordan Alvarez 590 games to hit 150 home runs. That is an absolute ridiculous difference. This is not a math pod. We all know this. The next fewest is George Springer with 723. And then we go back to Lance Berkman with 740. Glenn Davis with 756. And it took Jeff Bagwell 867 games to hit 150 home runs. Come on now. Literal history that we are witnessing, and my brain broken thinking about that within the context of the game over, not just this game, but in its totality. And like I said, it could not have come at a better time because this Houston Astros offense had been absolutely putrid. We had left 4,003 men on base the game before. Now, this no hitter / perfect game almost could have been. We left a fair amount, still a fair amount of runners on. We were 3 for 11 with runners in scoring position. We left 10 on base. It's not a great number. Not a great number. But we scored enough runs to win the game, and everyone rejoiced. I know I did.
Timely hitting. That's been the difference in these losses. I think nobody's saying the Astros haven't hit the ball. Bases loaded, all the different times. Runners in scoring position, all the different times. Being able to scratch and cloud just enough runs to win. These are the games that they really have to find a way. I truly believe that when the team is whole, they'll score a ton of runs and we'll be like, man, you remember when we were lucky if we scored like 4? Remember
Yeah.
those?
What was the magic number? Was 5. If we scored 5 runs, we felt like it was good. That was enough. We were doing the things. These last stretches of games, I want to say they said that the average that we had been scoring is like 2.3 runs a game. That's not going to do it, people. That's not going to do it. And as much as our pitching sucked at the beginning, our pitching has been fantastic. Starters, bullpen have been, I say fantastic. They have been great. They've given up a couple of runs here and there, but that is to be expected with as much as we have had to use them out of the bullpen up until this point. Let's see, this game was 5-0 up until the late innings, guys. Yusei Kikuchi shoved again. Didn't strike out 11, but he struck out 8. Went 5 2/3. And at that point in time, I appreciated him trying to go out and get that quality start. But the fact that he, I think, has only gone 6 innings once this entire season, I didn't expect that out of him. I think maybe later on, when, after he keeps working with Victor Caratini a little bit, I think he's going to get there. I think he's going to join the club and get the quality starts. But the fact that he did this after the first great start that he had, I'll take it. I will take that all day. 5.2 innings, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks. What are we doing here? We'll take that all day, every day. I think he walked 2, 3. That's the Rangers. Not the Rangers. I don't want the Rangers, people. Walked 3. Gave up 4 hits, 2 earned runs. Gave up a solo homer to Marcus Semien early. And that was like 5-1. And then one of those walks came around to score. And TaylorScott, poor TaylorScott. I'm like, is it rust? Is it rest? What do we need to do with you, TaylorScott? He did not have it. But then Brian Abreu came in and shut it down. So let's chat about TaylorScott for just a hot second, Tom. Did you watch that game?
I did.
Were you able? Okay. I'm like, I didn't know since it was a day game and at work. Was it
I
one of
don't-
those things where you had it on?
If anybody from my work asks, the answer is no. I most certainly did not. But yes, I
Perfect. That's what I
absolutely
thought. Okay. So, FYI, Jordan had back-to-back homers on sequential days, guys. Sequential days.
did. While you were talking about that, just to give you an idea of where some of the other great hitters in the league are homer-wise. So Jordan's at 590 games with 151 homers. Austin Riley, the next dude, is at 150 homers right now at 708 games.
Wow.
Ronald Acuna, who's out for the rest of the season, he's at 165 homers, 722 games. So that's 14 more homers and 20 more games, 30 more games.
I don't know. Get you out of calculator because I ain't the Asian to do that. The math for that.
So Pete Alonso, El Oso Blanco, 215 homers, 797 games. So it's another 65 homers, but it's almost 200 some odd games. Like Shohei, 205 homers, 812 games. Jordan keeps on his trajectory. His numbers are going to be better than all those guys. Juan Soto, 188 homers, 890 games.
That's crazy. That is absolutely insane, y'all. We are witnessing history. absolutely witnessing history. Now, when I said we're gonna get to TaylorScott in just a minute, but I'm backing up because that's what I can do on my own podcast. When I tell you the bats came alive today, the bats came alive. We were stringing together hits. Yes, we engaged in our favorite hobby, leaving men on base, but that's okay because we got some of those timely hits, and one of those timely hits was from Victor Caratini. Victor Caratini. Dana Brown, hats off to you, sir. That was possibly the best signing ever. I was slightly familiar with Victor Caratini. I wasn't super enthused about the signing. I knew that he was a switch hitter. I knew that he wasn't going to be a black hole in the lineup, which that's really all I wanted. I wasn't expecting any of this. By no means was I expecting all of the run production from Victor Caratini. The fact that he has come in and 50% of his pinch hit appearances have resulted in runs. What? Chef's kiss, Dane Brown. Chef's kiss. Yainerdiaz. All of the motherfucking flowers for you, sir. 13th 3-hit game? Come on now, people. We knew, I say we collectively. If you listen to this podcast, known ball knower, you would know how much we stumped for Yainerdiaz last season. We saw this last season. We knew that he could be this guy, right? I think this even exceeds my expectations of Yainer. I don't even think that I expected this much out of Yainer. Did you?
The potential was there. We didn't know if we would get to see it because we just thought that they wouldn't unleash him. Joe Espada's flat out unleashed him. It's you're either behind the dish or you're DHing all the time. So we're getting just the constant hitter, and I think it's great. I really don't know if I saw him being so much a contact hitter and more a power hitter. That's probably what I would tell you if I'm being honest. I thought the
Mhm.
home run numbers would be bigger, but if this dude's going to hit for 300, like if he's going to hit for average like this, you take it. And what I think is really interesting is I think Yainer Diaz goes under the radar nationally. And for me, that's great. Y'all sleep
Mhm.
on Yainer. Just sleep on him. I'll be perfectly fine with you going after Bregman and Tuve and Jordan, Tuck when he gets back. And then playoff time, Yainer Diaz is like, who's this young catching phenom? Yainer Diaz. No, he's not. We've been talking about him all year.
We knew the real ones, the known ball knowers. Y'all know. Like you said with the home run numbers, but I think that'll even out. I think next season, I think we're gonna get that mixture, and he maybe won't be as much contact. And I think with a healthy Tuck in the lineup, I think maybe he'll approach at bats a little bit differently, and maybe try and hit for a little bit more power. Because I think for right now, I think he realizes we got to keep the ball rolling, got to keep the line moving, right? We're gonna take a base hit and potentially an RBI versus a strikeout or the potential for a 3-run home run. And I love that evolution of Yainer, of him realizing that. Because I think last year he was more of the, I've got to do all of the things. I've got to hit the 5-run home run right now so that I get some playing time. And I have to keep producing or else I won't ever see another at bat. We get it. But I think this time, I think he's playing a little bit freer. I think he's playing a little bit looser. And the fact that your young rookie catcher is batting cleanup for you, in what world? Not in Dusty's world. Not in Dusty's
Glad
world.
I'm
Goes,
glad you brought up Dusty. Last year, we begged him to play him. Begged him. Last year, Yainer Diaz played a total of 104 games. He had 355 at bats all season. And he did amazing. 23 homers, 60 RBIs. Guy slugged 538, 846 OPS. Fantastic. This year, 103 games. So he's played one less game with 49 games left to go. And one less RBI. Homers are down. He's only got 10. But his average is up 18 points. His OBP's up 20 points. And all the other numbers, while down, still very respectable. Just a well-rounded hitter. Already walked 7 more times than he did all last season.
strikeouts are down.
Strikeouts are down. Yes, yes. So maturity. And oh, by the way, he's 25. He's a baby.
Yep. Yep. I love to see it. And like I said, I think next year the power will come back. And hell, even maybe later on, fingers crossed, knocking on all the wood, when Tuck comes back this month, please, maybe some of those at bats change and he will go for a little bit more power. But at this point, don't care. run producer, this guy. And he is getting on base via walk, which I don't think last season we would have ever imagined, right? So he is recognizing pitches and he's taking his walks and he's saying, you know what? We're passing the baton. Let's go. Like I said, it was 5-0. Jakemeyers, I want to strap you to a rocket a little bit less tonight, but still want to strap you to a rocket. You're fair to middling at this point in time in my book. Shout out baby ZachDezenzo in the Fromber game. ZachDezenzo. If you're new around here, you're like, who the fuck is ZachDezenzo? I don't recognize that name. You shouldn't, unless you follow minor league ball or this podcast, because we've mentioned his name a couple of times. But he has been jettisoned, just rocketed through all of the minor leagues. Has 11 games in AAA and was absolutely raking. I do think after that putrid loss on Monday, because he got the call at midnight, people. Midnight. So I really am wondering if we had won that game, if we had capitalized on any of the bases loaded situations, if ZachDezenzo would be up, but that's neither here nor there. Went 0 for 4 in the Fromber game, but he hit the ball hard. Line outs, ground outs. I don't think he struck out yesterday, did he?
I think he struck out once.
Let us see. ZachDezenzo struck out once. Yep. And he was DH. He was DH. You come up in your first time on this roster with high aspirations for the team, and you are now the DH. You're like, I'm sorry, what now? I was sad that he didn't quote unquote do anything yesterday, but I was okay because he didn't look overmatched at the plate. Now, did he get a rookie zone? Absolutely. Which changed a couple of at bats because he got a strike called 2 inches off the plate, and you're like, what the fuck? Now he's got to go cover that. 0 for 4. Today he comes in. I thought his first hit, I thought it was gone. I really did. I thought it was gonna like sneak over that wall, but he had a hard hit double. I was so excited for him.
I thought it was an
So
error.
excited.
I thought they were going to rule it an error.
Really?
Yeah. Because it wasn't like the dude was full extended. It went off his glove. And yeah, there was a slide because the wall was coming up. But I feel, and don't take this the wrong way, I feel like any Houston outfielder would have made that catch.
Any Houston outfielder?
Yeah,
Anyone
I think I think Chas McCormick makes that catch. I think Mauricio Dubon makes that. I think yordanalvarez probably makes that catch.
Okay, that's fair.
So I'm glad they ruled it a double because the first one's like the hardest one to get. You get that out of the way, then you can like breathe, relax, settle, and just go to work. I think the kid's going to be good. And you know what this really does? It's what I think it really does. I think this does wonders for the Astros minor league system. I think this does wonders for anybody in the international pool that they could bring in. I think this does wonders for college kids that they could bring in or high school kids that they could bring in the draft because you're seeing multiple guys come up through the system fast if they produce. Jake Bloss got traded, but dude flew through the system. Dezenzo flew through the system. Matthews flying through the system. Loperfido, I guess you could say, moved through the system pretty quick. When you see that, if I go play, the Astros are going to give me a shot. I'm not going to be trapped. You speak to on the All the Balls edition about so many other minor leaguers, whether it be on your fantasy team or like the Orioles who have just this absolute Scrooge McDuck money prospect here, there, everywhere. Let's say just have a bank full of them. They don't bring them up. They don't play them. And so what are you doing? Play the kids. Let the kids play. Houston's, bring your ass. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. Remember when I said that I thought it was a home run? ZachDezenzo's first major league hit was 95.4 miles per hour off the bat, 339 feet, and would have been a home run at one ballpark.
Minute Maid.
Minute Maid.
I don't know if it gets over the scoreboard, though. I didn't think it was very high. It had the distance, though.
Yeah, I say 3 hits. First one was the double. His second at bat was a 104.2 mile an hour line out. And then his third at bat was a 106.4 mile an hour single. Bro's hitting the ball hard as fuck. Okay. First day, 0 for 4. Second day, 2 hits. Now I'm getting overly excited because I'm so excited for the kid. Comes up and quote unquote immediate success, but is showing out. Had a great at bat. Worked a walk. I think it was a 10 pitch walk that he worked. Phenomenal. I was like, oh my God. I'm imagining Jeremy Pena over here trying to hit low and away sliders. Dezenzo's spitting on him. Cool. I can't do anything with that. I'm not gonna go after it. Oh, love it. Love it. And today's game, he played first base. He played first base, guys. Played first base and made a couple of really good defensive plays over there, flashing the leather at first base. I know Omar, right? Omar Lopez?
Mhm.
Working with him a lot before the game, putting in the reps. Guys, if we can platoon John Singleton with ZachDezenzo, oh my God, that may be phenomenal. Phenomenal. And then we can pinch hit John Singleton late games. We still have the defense. One of those plays today, I don't know if Big John makes. I That hurts my heart to say, because you guys know I'm a Big John stan. I I think one of those balls gets by Big John, and I think a run scores if it's Big John over there as opposed to ZachDezenzo. How old is Zach? He's young, right? Like 23, I think. 24.
Born 5/11/2000.
Oh my God,
He just turned 24.
he's a baby. Good God, he is a baby.
12.
Drafted in 2022, 12th round, like you were saying, from Ohio State, Canton, Ohio. I'm so
Houston's
excited.
about to just be Buckeye South. CJ Stroud, this kid, Cade Stover, like all these ex Buckeyes all here now.
Who's Cade? Who?
Stover, tight end. These are football guys. Sorry.
Oh, football. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
But
like, well, I recognize CJ Stroud.
they all went to Ohio State.
Oh, okay. That's
Jeff Okuda
the
too. Yeah.
Ohio State.
The Ohio
Okay.
State. Yep.
Got it. Okay. I am absolutely thrilled. Like I said, he flew through the minor league system, and I know that it's still fresh on our hearts, in our minds, guys. That wound is still very tender, but it's looking like the trade makes a little bit more sense now. Makes a little bit more sense.
Not
You're
for me. Not for
okay, and that's fine. That's fine.
me.
But I don't think I don't think if the trade was made, Joey Loperfido would still be up here. Dezenzo would not. And those were some really good at-bats that he took. I don't think Joey's taking those same at-bats.
Don't know. He's a
But
Blue
you're
Jay
correct,
now. I think it's easy to play the look what we got, look what we got. And there were people on Twitter, where's the Kikuchi haters now? And I'm like, congratulations, he beat two really bad teams. I expect him to beat really bad teams. I'm glad he did. Do I still feel like the Astros overpaid for him? Yes. He is a rental. He will be a free agent at the end of the year. All three of those kids are now in the Blue Jay system. One of them pans out, and that's a win for Toronto, 100%. Because they weren't going to re-sign Kikuchi either. Now, if Kikuchi goes to Japan and raise an Astros banner over there, and he starts this pipeline to Houston, I will apologize vehemently and go, I am so sorry. I was unfamiliar with your game. Thank you so much for creating Japan South. I don't see that happening, but good.
Hey, I am trying to learn Japanese so that I can tippy-tap type Japanese characters with his wife. I'm trying to tap that pipeline. All right? I need you to know this. Marie Hader is not the only best friend that I can have. I can have more than one. All right? That's all I'm saying. So this little nugget of information that comes from our good friend Jay Hay, the Nugget Chef over on Baseball's Dead podcast. Yusei Kikuchi's strikeout rate this season with Toronto in 22 starts, 26.2%. With Houston, I realize it's a small sample size. Don't fucking start with me on that. 42.2%. I think that's good. I understand it's a small sample size. If the words "it's a small sample size" comes out of your mouth, I will literally throat punch all of you. But the fact that that is happening at a very, very good pace, I think will bode well for us in the future. JV is coming around. Apparently, he's going to make a rehab start in Sugarland this weekend. I don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday.
They said Friday or Saturday.
Oh, okay. I wish they would tell us so that I can get tickets to the game and fucking plan, but no. Why would we want to do that? Apparently, Tuck is not going to meet the team in Boston.
He's pain-free, though.
That's progress. That is progress. Let's hope he comes back sooner rather than later. I would love that for all of us. Okay. So now we are going to talk about TaylorScott And the things that transpired when he came in. Let's see. So he came in with one man on in the bottom of the 5th. Am I on crack? Bottom of the 6th. Here we go. Jonah Heim reaches on a. Wait, why is there a picture of frambervaldez? That is the wrong fucking game. That's why.
Well,
Top of the 6th, we start off with Victor Caratini's home run, 3-0. Jakemeyers gets called out on strikes. ZachDezenzo with a single. Mauricio Dubon with a double. And now it's 4-0. Jose Altuve singles, 5-0. Andrew Chafin replaces Jose Leclerc. Alex Bregman strikes out swinging. Bottom of the 6th, that is when Marcus Semien gets his solo home run. Yusei gets Josh Young to strike out, walks Wyatt Langford, 6 pitches. And then TaylorScott comes in. Wyatt Langford steals second base. And then they gave Nathan Lowe a triple on this. I cannot believe they gave him a triple. I'm like, it's a single with an error, bro. What are we doing here? But TaylorScott had no command.
I think that play had a lot to do with it. I think he tried to get really fine because now you go from, okay, 5-1, guy on second, no big deal. 5-2, guy on third, and now it's getting a little tight. And I think he got a little tight, and that's why no command. I think he didn't want to give up another big knock to Adolis Garcia. He was being careful with Adolis Garcia, and then he got Leote to fly out. So that's probably him trying to get back in line. But by then, here comes Brian Abreu to do the damn thing.
Yeah. So after the Nathaniel Lowe quote unquote triple, it's now 5-2. Adolis Garcia walks, and Leote Taveras hits a sac fly. Now it's 5-3. And that Leote Taveras at bat was, let's see, so first pitch, right down the dick. 90.8 mile an hour fastball, called strike. Second pitch was below the zone as a changeup, fouled. Third pitch was way outside the zone, changeup. And then the fourth pitch was not a horrible I almost said meatball. It was not. It was away, but apparently not far enough away. It caught just enough of the strike zone that Leote Taveras hit it, like I said, for the sac fly. And then Brian Abreu said, I got this, bro. It's okay. And got Jonah Heim to pop out in one pitch.
Easy peasy.
Love that for him. We do have an off day tomorrow. The fact that we have an off day tomorrow is now dictating how we are using our guys. Just know this, okay? So the bottom of the 7th, Brian Abreu goes back out. Gets Josh Smith to ground out in one pitch. Corey Seager flies out in 6 pitches. Marcus Semien singles in 3. And then Josh Young does get called out on strikes. That ball was not in the strike zone. But turnabout is fair play because there was a couple of pitches earlier at bats that wouldn't get assessed, whatever. And now we are out of the 7th. The top of the 8th, Jakemeyers grounds out. ZachDezenzo walks. That's that 10-pitch at bat that I told you guys about. That he worked the really good walk. Mauricio Dubon singled. Does Doobie need people on base?
He's very good with people on base.
For him to do the things? Is it like, what's the horse movie where he had the blinders?
It's like Seabiscuit.
Is it Seabiscuit? Is that the one where they took the blinders off and then he was like, oh, fuck, I got people to race. Let's go. And he like performs better. Is it like that where Mauricio Dubon just performs better when there's people on base? Or did he say, oh, maybe I should go back to...
I don't know. 2 games ago, he had the bases loaded like twice and didn't do anything with himself.
That's fair. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, Doobie. Sorry. It's not going to work, though. So, Dezenzo walked. Mauricio Dubon singled. Jose Altuve flies out. That's the second out. Alex Bregman singles. Now it's 6-3. And Jordan flied out. That's all right, big man. That's okay. You have locked back in just a little bit. I think this road trip, Boston's going to get hot. Boston is going to... I need to look up Jordan's numbers in Wrigley. I wonder if those are very good.
Fenway.
Damn it. Wrong historic ballpark. I said it with such conviction, too.
The Wrigley thing is a Kelsey thing.
Yeah, it's leftover. Sorry. Fenway. Wrong big green wall. Okay. This one's actual. Is it wood? Is it metal? What is...
The
Is
monster?
it metal? Yeah. Is it metal or
I
what?
feel like it's aluminum. You hear that thing like bounce off of it.
Okay. It's not an ivy-covered brick wall. Ivy-covered brick wall. Good night. So, bottom of the 8th, Ryan Presley came in.
Ryan who?
Yeah. Guys, I am trying to figure out if I'm a spoiled bitch, and I need the relievers not to put anybody on.
You do. But you're not alone. There's a huge contingent of Astros fans that a single is the worst thing that could ever happen. And holy shit, they're about to explode. It's going to go bad. Lock it in. Please be okay. Calm down. Yo, singles happen. Chill.
Okay,
You
but
say
it was a
left a dude
double.
on third. I get it. Whatever. A base hit happens. But it is not equal runs. People think a single, a double, any hit, he's scoring. And it's just, no, that's not how that works.
Sometimes that's how it works.
Sometimes that's how it works, but it's not always how it works, is what I should have said.
Because Ryan Presley did give up a run in this inning. So,
Mhm.
bottom of the eighth, Wyatt Langford doubled. Nathaniel Lowe lined out. Adolis Garcia singled on a pitch that was like on the freaking ground. He golfed it out of there, and it was dumb. It was a squibber, and the BABIP on this guy. Goddamn. Ryan Presley. I don't know who you pissed off, bro, but all of the unlucky breaks, because at no point in time should Adolis Garcia have gotten a single on that. Regardless, Leo Taveras strikes out, and then Jonah Heim singles, and now it's 4-6. My blood pressure is through the roof, and it's 4-6. It's 4-6. It's okay. We're still ahead. We're still ahead. It's okay. I'm saying this out loud to try and soothe myself. And then he gets Josh Schmidt to fly out. And I was like, okay, good. I love it. We're here. We can do the things. And then the bottom of the ninth, Josh Hader comes in. Now, how many pitches did we say Josh Hader threw yesterday? 25? 26.
Something like that.
It was in that range. They do not like pitching any of the guys 3 days in a row. They do not like it. But what did I say? It happened because we have an off day. Josh Hader, you got paid the big bucks. Here you go. Here is another safe situation. Go for it, bro. And he did the damn thing. Got Corey Seager to strike out in 6 pitches. Marcus Semien flied out in 3 pitches. And then got Josh Young to pop out in 2 pitches. 2 saves, 2 games. Now ties Brad Lidge
Yes.
with how many saves?
24. 24 saves in a row. People, the people that are, Josh Hader stinks. Josh Hader gives up too many home runs. Josh Hader's a friggin' amazing closer. Dude closes out baseball games. Any other time, do not use him. Close a game out, dude's a different animal. Constant professional, goes in there, doesn't argue, just takes the ball and closes out baseball games. Josh Hader is earning every damn dollar that the Astros gave him to be the closer for the Houston Astros. When you ask him to do anything else, keep a game tied, come in with him down 1 run, that's not his thing. Closers are weird creatures. We have said this many times. Closers do not like being in baseball games where they're not closing. They're just not wired that way. Presley was the same way early on, although Presley started as a setup guy. So Presley should probably be able to revert back to that. Josh Hader is a great closer, and everybody needs to appreciate that, because there are other teams that do not have closers like that. The Baltimore Orioles do not have a closer like that. A guy they traded for at the trade deadline closed out a game today because their normal closer is so hit or miss, you absolutely don't know what you're going to get. He's all over the place. Suzy loves to bag on that guy. So when it comes time and the lights are bright, playoff time, you need a closer to shut it down. I believe Josh Hader will be that guy. Won't be a question of can he. His numbers are going to be fantastic. Josh Hader is the closer for the Houston Astros. And I think he will be for the next 4 or 5 years. No question. Dude's a stud. Really impressive ball game. Really happy that the Astros were able to get the series win. I know they've been up and down, but if they can just keep piecing together this lineup with enough guys to score enough runs, I think you've seen the rotation round into form. We're getting great starts out of Hunter Brown. We're getting great starts out of Framber Valdez. We're getting great starts out of Spencer Arrighetti. I get it. The level of talent that they've been playing is not the same. It's going to get harder. They're going to run into better competition. But the guys they're supposed to beat, they're beating.
Absolutely. 1000%. If you're on the audio only side, you will not have known that I left that entire monologue. If you're on the YouTube side, you'll see me just magically reappear. I am gonna give you all the credit in the world. So I was like, I wonder how long he's gonna keep going. Because I was gonna say we can pause and then restart, but no, that was beautiful. I loved it. My dog was having issues, and so I had to leave. Anyhow, I do agree with you. When the lights are brightest, Josh Hader comes through. It may not be lockdown, closer, whatever. He may give up a run, but we still won the game. And that's really all that fucking matters. It's really all that fucking matters is that we won the game. Currently, as of the win, we were tied. We were back tied with Mariners. It is the bottom of the 8th. The Tigers and Mariners are currently playing. And the Tigers are up. Keep going, Tigers. Keep going, baby. I did not have high hopes for the Tigers. Not gonna lie. Did not have high hopes for the Tigers. They were going against Luis Castillo and George Kirby. Tonight, Tarek Skubal dealt. And really and truly, George Kirby kind of dealt too. When you go 5 innings, you give up 7 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 7 Ks. But when you give up two home runs and your ERA is still 3.13,
Doing things.
pretty good. Doing things. Yeah. So hold on, Tigers. Hold on.
Speaking of ERAs, real quick, Framber, we give Framber all the grief, right? Crazy Framber, not crazy Framber. You've seen him play. If I were to ask you, what is Framber's ERA? Depending on the day, people would say, he's like a 6. Dude's crazy. Frambervaldez's ERA is 3.46. With all the blow-ups, with all the crazy Framber stuff, he's 11-5 with a 3.46 ERA. That's very good, people. If it's not ace, it's damn sure 2 material. So I think we need to ease up just a little bit on Framber. Obviously, he's not above critique and criticism, but you got to give credit where credit's due.
For sure. When, again, we were talking about TaylorScott earlier, TaylorScott still has a 1.67 ERA, guys. He gave up 2 runs today, and his ERA is still sub 2. He's pitched 54 innings. Oh my goodness.
It's a lot.
That is a lot. You talked about it. I was going to say, is his arm going to fall off? I think his arm's going to fall off, whatever. Do you know what Hunter Brown's ERA is currently?
No, but I know how high it was. And I think he's now a little over 4, right? 4 or 5, something like that.
3.98.
That boy good.
Y'all, he had a 9 ERA earlier in the season. Was it a 9? Is that how high
it was high? The Kansas City game where it was like 11 runs and 2/3 of an inning or something like that. Yeah, it was up there.
Do they show anywhere where game by game where the ERA is that in Baseball Reference anywhere?
That sounds like a Fangraph thing.
Fangraphs? Okay. That, y'all, the fact that he has gotten his ERA sub 4, that is absolutely freaking insane. I love it. Freaking love it. Hunter Brown is 3 in our rotation. Yeah.
I like that. I think that's a good number for him.
Barring if JV comes back, knocking on wood that JV comes back. JV starts game 1. Yes?
I think that's fair. Obviously, you got to see what kind of form he's in. He was talking about having to build his arm back up. So I don't know if you start him game 1, if you only think you can get him for 80 pitches.
Okay.
Because you probably would lean on Framber then. Maybe have him go. I guess it also probably would depend on where the games are played. If they're the home team, maybe you do that. If they're the road team, maybe you wait till you get them at home, something like that. So,
okay. So Framber JV interchangeable. Yes?
I think so.
1-2, 2-1. So then Hunter Brown, 3rd.
Yeah.
Would you start Ronell or Yusei?
We talked about this.
Or would it depend on matchup?
We talked about this last time out. I don't know how you don't start Ronell as much as he's done for this team. They wouldn't be here if Ronell didn't keep the ship afloat to start the season. He was literally the only good starting pitcher in the rotation for a month and a half. So Joe Espada being a player's coach, I would think he would say that Ronell has earned the right to start a playoff game. I don't know. Yusei is the veteran. He's much older. Probably doesn't have the limitations that Ronell might have because of innings. I think when we go to the 6 pitcher rotation, assuming they're able to do that to the finish line.
Mhm.
That's going to bring Ronell's innings down, I hope, to where it's more respectable. But I still think he's going to exceed anything he's pitched in a season. So then you worry, are you risking damage to an elbow or shoulder by taxing a pitcher far more than they've ever been taxed before?
That was my only concern on Ronell, is the fact that he is coming up on innings limits. I'm not quite sure what is making noise over here. Some sort of something. I apologize if you guys can hear that, but something is randomly making fun noises. Anyhow, I think I agree with you. I think I am with you in the fact that maybe you do a piggyback start with like Ronell. But I was gonna say, if you're gonna do that, what about
See,
the next game? But
I think you wasted one of those guys if you do that. If you say
okay.
I only want you to go 4 to 5 innings, and then I'm going to bring the other starter to get all the way through the end. I feel like the dude that you would do that with would be Luis Garcia if he comes back.
You think Luis Garcia is gonna come back this season?
Don't know, but they haven't ruled him out. The only guy that we're sure isn't going to come back is Lance McCullers Jr. So that's kind of where I am on that.
Do you think they've call up Forrest Whitley in September?
I don't see why not. He's dominating. Why wouldn't you? They have probably a need for another bullpen arm, wouldn't you say?
Who goes down?
Easy
Caleb
answer
Ward?
for me. You could do that. I would DFA Caleb Ferguson. There's nothing, and this is not a slight on him. They literally got him.
I was gonna say you just traded for him.
Yeah, but it was like a bag of baseballs. They didn't give anything of note. They gave a high A pitcher away that for a lottery ticket.
But that's what I'm saying though. You did give something away, whereas Caleb Ward, you didn't give anything away.
Oh, I understand. I'm just saying, if he's not performing, they're cutting checks to guys that aren't playing for the Astros currently. What's one more guy? I doubt Ferguson's making a ton anyway. In the end, all that matters is the parade, right? You don't care how you get there.
Parades over prospects, baby. That's what I've been told. Parades over prospects. We shall see if that holds any water. We'll see. So it is currently the top of the ninth in that Detroit-Seattle game.
Who is the
Still
Detroit
3-2.
closer?
I want to say it's kind of closer by committee a bit. Came in and replaced Austin Voth. Because it was Chafin, but then they just traded away Chafin. Their bullpen consists of Bo Brisky, Faedo. I totally forgot that Kenta Maeda was in their bullpen. Will Vest closes for them sometimes, and I want to say Andrew Wentz. Is it Andrew Wentz? Joey Wentz, excuse me. I want to say Will Vest closed out last night's game for him and was lights out. But I think it is closer by committee because it was Andrew Chafin for a while.
Whoever it's going to be, they're going to have to go through the heart of the order. So it'll be interesting.
Oh, let's see. Oh, I'm dumb. Jonathan Hernandez is the Seattle Mariners pitcher, who's now Jake Rogers just worked a walk. Looking ahead, like I said, we have an off day tomorrow, and then we go to Boston, not Chicago, not to Wrigley, to Fenway. To Fenway for 3. Those are to be determined on both sides. Have you seen a probables tweet by any notable member of Astros media?
No, but I would assume based on the way it went going into the series, it makes sense that it would be Ronell's turn, right?
I think so.
Ronell, then Spencer.
Yeah. And then bullpen game?
Maybe. With the extra day off, you probably could turn around and pitch Hunter again on normal rest, I believe.
Okay. We could potentially see that. So Ronell, Spencer, let's see. I'm trying to think of the Red Sox order. Let me see if I can look at who pitched last for the Red Sox and figure out that order. Red Sox, where are you? Cutter Crawford pitched today, and then yesterday they won, and Bernardino started. Was it Bernardino? Bayo. And they only got 4.2 out of Bayo. Bayo is Tuesday. Monday, they killed him 9-5. Oh, and that was a Paxton start. He got Houck. I want to say Cooper Criswell has been doing starts for them too, but I feel like Cooper Criswell pitched today in relief. Maybe you won't see him. Nope. I am mistaken. It was Cutter, Bernardino, Winkowski, Martin. So we'll see who we line up against. Boston is very interesting. We shall see how we stack up against Boston. Rafi Devers has been
On
on
fire.
fire. Literal fire has been so good for them. The young guys have been doing it for them. And it's been, I say infuriating, but not, because it's these guys that you don't hear their names and you're like, I don't understand how this is happening. What is going on? But the guys that are doing it, Jarren Duran, left fielder, be so cautious of Jarren Duran. Just be aware of Jarren Duran. Wilyer Abreu. Did we trade Wilyer Abreu to them for Christian Vasquez, right?
Yep.
Well, Wilyer Abreu has also been,
And he wasn't even the headliner of that deal. It was Emmanuel Valdez, I think it was his name.
Yep.
That was the headliner.
Romy Gonzalez and David Hamilton, I want to say. Connor Wong, Danny Jansen, that came over from the Blue Jays in the trade deadline, has been raking for them as well. So no longer will we have to be like, oh, it's just Reese McGuire back there. No worries. No, Danny Jansen back there, guys. Ceddanne Rafaela. You want to talk about center fielders making some catches, guys. Whew. Ceddanne Rafaela. Yes, I'm cautiously optimistic. What are we happy about?
4-2. Tigers.
Did they score? Yes. That's very good. We love that.
Mm-hmm. They're not done. Or maybe they are done. Yeah, they are done.
No, they're not done. It's only one out.
Pitching change. I'm sorry.
Pitching change, yeah.
Astro
One
great.
out.
Bly Madris is at
I was
bat.
about to say. I'm like, y'all remember him? He's been getting some playing time and actually producing. Imagine that. Like when you play the guys every day, they actually get to do the things. Sorry, Bly Madris.
Some fun things about the Red Sox. They're a game and a half out of the last wild card spot, currently held by the Kansas City Royals. Their run differential is only plus 34. The Astros are 10 runs better than that. The Red Sox just give up a shit ton of runs. The Red Sox are actually one game under 500 at home, which is weird. Also, they are 9 games under 500 against winning ball clubs.
Anyhow, guys, SilverBoot is retained. Huzzah for that. Again, I don't know the Astros without a SilverBoot. I don't know. Did you guys just wear like plain boots before that?
We didn't talk about it. It was a sore spot.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Like a real sore, like an actual sore spot?
Yeah, like wearing the boots with no socks. Like that sore spot. Yeah.
Ew.
Losing to the Rangers. Like losing a season series to the Rangers. Come on now.
Okay, that's fair.
Think of the worst pain. That's what it was.
All right. I mean, we say Boston. Boston has a better record than us right now, currently.
Yeah,
Boston is 61 and 52.
Yep.
With a 54% winning percentage. 54% winning percentage. Why does that feel weird? Why am I saying percent so often? But I feel like you have to. Anyhow, that's dumb. Sorry, guys. We will update on the social medias when they update us about what pitchers go when. I feel like that will be more indicative of how things will play out, especially because some of their pitching has been great before the All-Star break and then not so great since the All-Star break. Tanner Houck has not been good. More runs. Did Trent Thornton give up more runs?
More runs.
Say the words.
In play, runs.
How many runs? All of the runs?
1 run.
Oh, 1 run. Okay. Oh. Let's see. So there is what? Runners on more in play runs? Or is that the Gio Urshela?
Oh, 2 runs.
6-2.
I'm sorry, 2 runs.
6-2. Okay.
That's massive.
That is. We love that. Parker Meadows. I hope Parker Meadows goes off, man. I'm so glad that he's gotten some run and has been getting better. Okay. Tom, is there any final thoughts that you would like to chat about before we sign off?
Win series. Keep winning series, and everything will take care of itself. Seattle is having a hard time winning ball games. They got hot when they acquired some guys, but if this score line holds, Detroit will have came all the way across the country and took a series from them. They get the Mets following that. So I think that bodes well for the Astros as well. The Mets are fighting for a playoff spot as well. Sneaky good team. They've got some guys. And the Rangers got to deal with the Yankees, so I'm sure that's not great. So this is a good spot in the schedule for the Astros right now.
I don't want either team to win, and I want everybody to not have fun.
Yeah.
Obviously, we root for the Yankees. Ooh.
We want rainouts and then a triple header like they had to do with the Angels.
Zach McKinstry singles on a line drive to left fielder Randy Arozarena. Gio Urshela out at home on the throw. Left fielder Randy Arozarena to catcher Mitch Garver.
I'm okay with that. You put
That's
up a
fine.
spot, make them make a play. I like it. It's getting late in the day.
So, Tom, tell the peoples where they can find you on the interwebs.
Ladies and gentlemen, Third Coast Tom is my Twitter handle, and that is where I do the most of my damage. You can also find me occasionally on Instagram at TCTom1. I dabble over there a little bit. And if you're looking for a place to watch a game, you're looking for a place to hang out with a bunch of people watching the Astros, or any team for that matter, if you're here from some other fan base, appreciate you for stopping in. The PSF app is the best place to watch a game if you're not going to the game. You can do it from the comfort of your own home, do it from your back porch, your shower, your tub, wherever the hell you want to be, on your phone, watching the game. We're watching it with you, live chatting the game as it goes. You can get up, put your face on the camera if you want, or just chat with the little chat box. It's a great way to interact with like-minded fans, have a really good time. So you don't have to go to the bar to go find people to watch a game with and just talk sports. So come check us out on the PSF app. I don't know when we're going to go again. I'm politicking for Yusei Kikuchi's next start because I am sure Suzy will struggle with that mightily, and it will be entertainment galore. Come check us out on the PSF
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was going to say count the next 5 games and see when that is, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I need you to know that the Phillies and Dodgers are playing right now, and it is 8-4 Phillies, and they put up 3 runs on Joe Kelly.
We love it. Love it.
Absolutely.
I wish he was still in the game. I wish they would let that coward pitch against the Astros for more than 1 out.
I hate that guy.
Hate that guy too.
All right. 62 Tigers, Mariners, Hannafy. The fuck is Brennan Hannafy?
Mop-up guy.
Oh. But Justin Turner just singled. Runner on first. No outs. All right. We will. Hopefully the Tigers don't fuck it up. And we will return to our rival place as the sole possession first place in the AL West, like we should have been this entire time. But we will see. We will see. So if you have not already subscribed to the YouTube, what the fuck are you waiting for? Hit the big red button, hit subscribe, share it with all your friends. If you love the Astros and you have like-minded friends that love the Astros, share the podcast because sharing is caring, okay? If you have not already liked this episode, please do that. It helps the algorithm or some such nonsense. I don't actually fucking know, but I feel like that's what the bloggers say. The vloggers? I feel like that's what YouTube people say. It helps the algo. Ooh, look. The Mariners grounded into a double play. We love that. Yay, one more out. If you are listening on the podcast side, Apple, Spotify, any other audio-only side, please give us the 5 stars. Okay? Do that. Hit the 5 stars. Tippy tap, type all of the nice words in the form of a review. I would love that. Tom would love that. And side note, if you listened to the All the Balls episode, I apologize that you're rehearing this, but Bourbon and Baseball just passed the 2-year anniversary. So I the Bourbon and Baseball originally with a friend of mine named Shelby, who was my original co-host, August 2nd. And then there was like big technical difficulties and we didn't record again until August 20th. That's the end of August is really like when we got going. But August 2nd, 2022 was the first released episode of Bourbon and Baseball. And I can't believe that it has been 2 whole years that I've been here talking about baseball, learning about all of the baseball, learning about all of the Astros stuff, getting into the analytics. And I am just so glad that you guys have been here for the ride. If you're new around here, thank you. If you have been one of the original OGs, thank you. Put it in the comments if you've been here from the beginning. I don't know if anybody has been here from the beginning. We'll see. We shall see. But like I said, if you have been here from the beginning, drop it in the comments. Maybe I'll send you something nice. Not too nice because I'm poor. Like a sticker, koozie, something. We'll see.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Tigers win. Tigers take the series from the Mariners. Astros in first place. Let's go. Oh. Very excited. I have no idea what is making so much noise, and I'm so sorry that you keep hearing some random noise in the background. It's
I'm
just
leveling up. I think it sounds great.
oh,
Sounds
good.
like a video
See,
game.
they are whatever that is super excited that we have been going for 2 years as well. So that's what I'm gonna
2
say.
years, baby. 20
Let's
more
go.
to go. No, I'm just
If we are doing this in 20 years, I feel like we should be making a hell of a lot more money than what we are currently making, which is $0. Actually, I'm like losing money on this because of the programs that I pay and the time and all of that fun stuff. So that'd be great if we could eventually break even. I don't know, maybe buy me a bottle of bourbon at some point in time.
anyway.
So with that said, we are going to wrap up the show. Again, thank you guys for being here so much. And we could not do this without y'all. We really appreciate you guys. And we appreciate all the interaction. So Tom said we will be on the PSF app at some point in time. Watch the social. We will let you know on the socials when we will be on the PSF app. And with that, we are going to say good night and goodbye and yay baseball and record.